Hello, welcome at Digital Minds podcast. Today we have an episode dedicated to diversity. We actually would like to speak to two amazing women who are joining us today. Hello, Noemi. Hello, Pragati. Welcome in this meeting, and actually this is a discussion which today we like to speak more about diversity gender, diversity cultural. As probably everyone know, in Digital Hub at Bayer, you are developing solutions for whole world. So obviously this is crucially important, and even though we are in Warsaw, the teams are be diverse. So first I'd like to speak to Noemi. Noemi, you are working in cybersecurity. Cybersecurity, as we all know, is very male dominated. Even technology is very dominated. 85% are mostly male, and I think it's even harder in cybersecurity area. So tell me a little bit about being a woman in the cybersecurity field. What's your story? What brought you there? Why a young woman like you decided to go this very male-dominated, very technical, very harsh area? Well, harsh, I mean, there's a lot of things I'm sure challenging, but tell me your story.
All right, basically at first I didn't know that it's such a male-dominated area, because my interest... It
was hidden from you. You felt everyone should use it.
Yeah, I was just passionate about cybersecurity, but I didn't know that I can work in such area, that there is a
why you were interested in cybersecurity?
Maybe I will start from very beginning. At the first, I was more interested in mathematics and physics. I was kind of scientist-minded person, and I was dreaming about scientific career. So I was the most passionate about mathematics, about algebra, numbers theory, this kind of very abstract things. But when it comes to thinking, what if I will need to do something like useful for society, there was like maybe something like cryptography, but it's very challenging. But I didn't know that there is a cybersecurity field at that time.
So you want to apply your knowledge, not to theory as it was in mathematics, but you want to do something which has impact.
Yes, exactly, because at first I was passionate about just abstract thinking, and then I wanted to do something which will
makes sense and
definitely,
help society.
Definitely, that was my main reason why I started thinking about not being like a scientist at university, but working in the industry, and I was looking for industry for me. And the moment, I remember exactly that day when I knew that cybersecurity is for me.
Share us.
Sure. At that time, it was definitely the day when I was in the middle of thinking what is for me, because I was on the conference for the scientists who are doing mathematics in some biology, natural science, such things. And during the break between like the conference talks, I went just for reading some manga, in the library.
Japanese, yes.
Yeah, and the Japanese manga which I started to read was about a lady who was a cybersecurity policeman, and this was a really interesting story. And I was then that time.
So you went to a conference, and then you learn somehow manga, which is like comics or books. How manga was at the conference, or was it just that you were reading manga and that you made these 2 points together? How's that happen?
It wasn't on the conference, but it was near the conference. There was a library with mangas and Japanese literature, and before the conference I started to read that manga, but I had just one book, and there was the second and the third part, and I wanted to continue it, so I took time to take, and when I started continuing this story, I was rather not thinking only about the story, but then I realized this is something I really want to do. I didn't yet start.
That's incredible that actually a comic book, a manga actually inspire you to make this like really switch to something specific field.
Because maybe because it was a young lady at my age, so I can feel like it might be me. I was 25 or 6 that time. So it was the time when I should already have some career path, but I was still in the middle of not knowing. And I know that a few months later, when you know you have an idea about what you want to do, then the opportunities are easier to find because you want.
So you didn't make a plan; it just came to you. You didn't make it.
I was making a plan because actually if you are looking for your further career, you are doing a lot of steps, and then the steps finally showing you a way. Because in the past, I had an internship in one bank, like a few months ago, and then this bank was sending to the interns the offers, and they sent some offer for the IT graduates, and I was applying for this, and then they gave me a chance to attend to IT graduate program in cybersecurity. But there was one thing. I needed to not be in Poland, but move to the Budapest, to Hungary, because the program was running in Hungary. So for me was a challenge that I need to move the country where I never been before, and I don't know the language. So that was for me. Firstly, I was scared about this, but then I thought, this is opportunity I was waiting for. This is something.
So again, you have to leave your comfort zone.
Definitely.
This is a different episode with Kasia.
And this was when I started working in cybersecurity.
In Hungary.
Yes, in Hungary at the beginning, in the banking industry. It was a great place to start and develop. Then I realized that in the team when there are only men. And this was the first time when I see this.
So basically, you follow your passion, you follow something your interest from manga, which actually showed that was a female heroine, and then you took this position, so there was a call, and then you realized only men. And was that shocking? Was it difficult for you that there's no diversity in this kind of job positions?
Actually, maybe they wanted to have more women, but not so many women applied. In the graduate program, I wasn't only one. There was one more person, but it was graduate program that I was joining different teams. And the first team I joined was like 16 people, all men. And all was from different countries than I was. Okay, there was one Polish man who lived there for many times, but this was not only the diversity in the context of gender, but also the nationality and the language they are speaking. Luckily, all they knew also English. So,
and you feel different? Do you think because you were there, you brought some kind of different perspective? How was your first experience being there?
Firstly, this was also my first really serious job, right? Because before that, I was doing rather some internships and this was more serious. At first, maybe I feel confused how I will be treated there, but it all depends on the culture of the company and people. And they were really welcoming me, and I didn't feel different because they were really good guys. And I think that a similar mentality is here in Bayer.
So you switched from Hungary. How long you stayed there in that company?
Around 1.5 years.
And then you moved back to Warsaw?
And when I joined Bayer, it was 2022.
Okay, so it's been almost 3 years. And now you're working with how many people are in the cybersecurity department?
I do not know exactly because we have a big team.
International too, right? Because working in international teams.
Exactly. My department, the Defense Center, is around 60 people. And divided in
Warsaw or in different countries?
Globally, because in Warsaw, I cannot tell exactly about the numbers because it's changing. In my small team where I'm working, there is like 8 people, and only me is from Poland. There are people from Singapore, from US, and from Germany.
Thank you. So now I'd like to move to Pragati because she also did this huge move. 2 years ago, you moved from India, Bangalore. Tell me about your story. How you came? Did you also feel like Naomi when you had to make the decision to move to another country that people won't? Not everyone speaks English in terms of the country, not of course the company. How you felt?
Okay.
Was it difficult it was challenging for you to make this decision?
Back in India, I was working in product-based company. So during childhood, I used to travel a lot because of my parents. So my father used to change states like every 2 or 3 years. Yeah, in India itself.
So you learned to learn a new country.
Yeah. So back in Bangalore when I was working, it was I had a good experience. I had good my mentors and seniors who guided me. And after after some time, I thought
I'm sorry, because Naomi's working in cybersecurity, you are a software engineer. Yeah, so you've been always software engineer?
Yeah. I like coding. I love coding. So I like to create products. It's like talking to machine and guiding them. Okay, we need this, you just give me this. So one of my friends, she's also working in Bayer. She referred me. And I was already
digital hub in Warsaw.
Digital hub in Warsaw. So I was also looking opportunity outside India. So I thought this is a good chance for me.
Okay, so tell me about do you see the application of gender and culture in terms of developing products like digital products? Because from all the data we have, like McKinsey, companies who have diversity, inclusion as a core of their DNA produce much better products, but have much better outcomes directly from the financial results, but also the whole atmosphere. Do you really see that this diversity, cultural, gender, has any implication, has a really reason to be? What do you think, what do you see as actually the outcomes of having diversity culturally or generally teams in a company like Bayer?
I think that if you have diverse team, you need to be more open to different perspectives. It's not only...
Well, show me the examples.
Well, it's difficult to tell about the exact examples, but if you talk with people from different cultures, you see that someone is different, then you are open that someone can have also different ideas at work and different ways of working, and this comes quite naturally, because if you see all the kind of almost the same people, then it's maybe this is in these job areas when you need people who will be following the orders and procedures, but when you need creativity, innovation, and out-of-the-box thinking, it's good when people are different from each other. Then they can bring different perspectives. And
this, you think, in cybersecurity is very crucial, because what your job is? Are you working against phishing, or you are correcting some kind of errors? Are you working with the softwares? Are you seeing the outside? What is your role, and how that actually applies?
I'm working in vulnerability management team, and I need to evaluate new vulnerabilities, which of them can threat our company, which can be harmful and react quickly. And we have also exchange between different cyber defense center teams to coordinate protection and...
So you are in the blue team?
Yes.
Which is protects, and red teams, which is try to attack. How is your perspective? Do you see any implications for having diversity, inclusion within the company? Do you think it has any, as you working with a team that you are Indian, for being traveling all over India, and now being in Poland, where there's only 20,000 Indians here? Do you think what's your input for this global team working at Bayer?
Okay, so yeah, working with global team, first challenge is the time difference. So with US colleagues, we are in Poland, we have a time difference. So our meetings will be scheduled in second half of the day in Poland. So with that, we kept we need to prepare what we are going to do next and decide on the next steps. And what I see here, with different culture, I understand most of the things are kind of overlapping, because the food is the one thing which overlaps, so which connects the people more.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay. So you had time to speak about food and changing ideas about what is okay.
In team, when we have some connections, so we start talking about these things, so which connects more to people. Then once people get comfortable within team, so it's easy to discuss your perspective, so your voice being heard. And I like one thing in Bayer, during my onboarding process, I had a great help with the people, and we had one mentorship program which helped me to understand what is happening in Bayer.
And how you feel now, being after 2 years in Poland?
Did
you find yourself well in this very diverse community, but living still in Warsaw, which is not so diverse? And it's a little bit developing, but still it's not so diverse.
Okay, yeah, the first challenge was living in Warsaw was the weather. It's in India, it was normal weather between 20 to 30 degrees.
Yeah,
I always felt, yeah. So now, yeah, after 2 years, I can tell that I'm ready. I'm ready to survive in this weather. So this is first thing I have achieved. And as per as Warsaw, I'm a bit comfortable. So yeah, I worked in Bangalore, so that was metropolitan city already. So being in metropolitan or main city, I like that because whenever you can see different culture and different people all together. So yeah, I like it.
And Naomi, can you tell me about how actually fascinated you about cybersecurity? Because we just heard from Pragati that she working for crop, for pharmaceuticals, and what's actually its passion, what drives you every day to wake up and go to the job? What is interesting for you?
I'm actually passionate about finding those new vulnerabilities. If it has an impact, and if we can react quickly on this, and discovering this, not the imperfections, and being able to. So
you're seeing what Pragati is doing, and you're checking on her code. That is something maybe a holder, or is it?
At this moment, I'm not doing it, but it might be that I will be doing it as well, because I was doing at the beginning this. Code scanning tasks as well. So generally, the security is kind of in some opposite to the software programmers, because we can find some security issues there and then say, okay, you need to fix this. But luckily, usually they are reacting nicely, and they are happy about getting this information and cooperating on making change for better.
And I'd like to have last questions for you all. First of all, Pragati, if you have probably other people listening here to this podcast and are from diverse cultural, what would you, or even from Indian background, what would you like to tell them in terms of, is it worth to come and join Bayer and working with these diverse teams? Would you encourage them to join? Is there any message you'd like to transfer to them?
My personal opinion, since I like experiencing different culture, different places, so yeah, you should give it a go. And Bayer is a good place to work. I really like it. Here, it's we recently had changes like the ISO thing. So with this, we can reach to. We can reach and we can ask any hierarchy level person if we have any questions, and they will provide you answer. And initially, to understand product wise, I used to ask so many questions. So once you get clarity in your mind, your life becomes easier. And here, everybody answers. If you have questions, you can ask it, and you will.
So you have this open culture of asking, and you don't feel that you're afraid to have questions to them.
Not at all.
Thank you. And Naomi, can you tell me about? Spread your message about women to go into cybersecurity? Would you invite more women to join this kind of very male-dominated, but as you said, it's not really difficult because you're feeling very comfortable there. So what would be your message to other women who might consider that they are just as you were in very mathematical field or a very technical field or not, and how you like to encourage them to come to Bayer as a security expert? To join the teams?
Yeah, I think that in Bayer is not only the diversity with people, but also with technologies. So there's a big area to develop, because you can work with many technologies, with many teams, with people from around the other countries. And I'm coming from mathematical field, and I know that there was a lot of women who are studying mathematics.
Yeah, if you know, about 40% of mathematics students are women. So if any of your friends are listening to us, you have mathematician at university, maybe they can join.
Of course, I think that mathematical background is great background to start, but of course I saw in the industry also people with different backgrounds, like economical or political science, but then you need to put more work, but putting a lot of work is all the time needed. If you need to grow in cybersecurity, you need to have this mindset that you will be learning all the time and you will never be perfect. Because
so tell me three things. Why is it great to work out with cybersecurity? You mentioned it's passionate because it's so many different technologies.
That's right.
What else?
This is different technologies, never-ending challenge.
Okay, so you never bored?
Never bored, and I don't think so that there will be run out of the jobs in the future in this field.
So it's you feel secure about your future, and you work for the global company, so you have, say, the very diverse teams. And for you, Pragati, what would you say are the three things you love about your jobs and you would like recommend to be more software engineers coming from India?
Okay, the first thing, coding is fun. For me, coding is fun. So yeah, with coding, you can create many type of products. And recently, due to this AI thing, I'm very curious. So if you learn AI and something, you can grow in this field. And yeah, and the third thing I give, once the product is launched, you get a very different happiness, because
it's something you see the result and you see the impact of what you created.
Yeah. And yeah, for us, for coders, basically, if the things run properly without any errors, bugs, so it's a heaven for us.
So that's what makes you happy.
Yeah, that makes me happy.
Okay, so you think there'll be more people from India coming to Poland, women working as you, software engineers?
Yeah. So yeah, I keep receiving, like, if there are any opening. Yeah, I'm referring my friends if they have opportunity to move here. Yeah, it's a good learning thing.
And they can go out with the weather after 2 years. It's okay with the weather.
No, people yeah, in India we have snow thing like Jammu Kashmir and those areas. But yeah, here you can experience like full, like 4 months at least. So let's see.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for joining me. Thank you very much. And I am very happy that this diversity is really not a buzzword, but it's something which is really works and grow in Bayer. Thank you very much.